Okay guys, welcome back to the channel. So when I was younger, anytime I passed Journeys in the mall, I used to see the Doc Marten, the classic Doc Martens, and I always associated it, this was like the early 2000s, with like Fall Out Boy, like punk rock, like emo goth kids, long black hair, like black nail polish, and like eyeshadow, mascara, and stuff like that. And to me, that was Doc Martens' uniform. If you wore Doc Martens, you were like that emo goth kind of kid. And now, all of a sudden, I'm taking the subway, it's 2019, almost 2020, and I see everybody is now wearing Doc Martens. My friend's like in NYU, he's like, everyone's wearing Doc Martens. So, just like I had the Bluntso video, and I asked the question, why are Bluntso so popular? We're gonna do the same thing for Doc Martens, because it seems like they are the popular boot of have been the popular boot of 2019. So why are they so popular? Let's get into it. Okay, so let's talk about my Doc Martens right here. So when people talk about Doc Marten boots, they're referring to the 1460. So this is the 1460, but what's cool about mine is that I got this like limited edition black pigskin suede. It's actually really nice, buttery smooth. The really popular classic ones are like that patent leather, that like shiny patent leather. I actually got them in Nordstrom Rack for 45 bucks. I saw them, I had to buy them. They're normally $140, so I really like these, get a lot of compliments when I wear it. And for me, anytime I'm like wearing all black and like feeling like punky, this is what I throw on. Now, I'm not gonna get into all the history of Doc Martens. My buddy Komorowski just did a great video on that. But to understand why they're so popular nowadays, I think it's important to go back and just get a brief look at how they started. So they started out in Germany and then moved to England, and I think it started out originally, what really started the company, got the company off its feet, was the sole. It's this air-cushioned rubber, this air-infused rubber that was actually made, I believe, for like maids and housewives. But eventually, as with a lot of things in history, something that was originally functional got picked up by someone, got appropriated as this statement piece, this cultural statement piece, and it started with like skinheads and stuff, but from where I know it from is like really the music scene. So I know that like Pete Townsend and like Kurt Cobain and Courtney Love and like I said, Fall Out Boy, like those kinds of punk rockers started picking up Doc Martens and wearing these all the time, and it really became a sign, a symbol of rebellion. So once these musicians and these artists who represented like rebellion and punk rock and stuff like that started wearing it, so then their audiences also wanted to emulate that and also join in that kind of movement, and they obviously started buying the boots and wearing them too. And I think over time, that's like in the 80s and the 90s, and since then the boots have kind of become a symbol in and of themselves of like rebellion and punk rock and like breaking rules. So I think the perfect analogy to Doc Martens is like Levi's. I think the same thing, that when they first started out in the late 1800s, it was like made for people in California that were like coal miners and stuff like that, and it was made to be a super durable material that you wouldn't rip and burn and whatever. And so over time, like people started wearing those as a symbol of rebellion, right? I remember like at some point they were like banned from schools because it was too rebellious and too casual, whatever. And so I think it's the same thing with Doc Martens, right? It's like something that started off as a functional item for housekeepers ended up being a real cultural icon for something totally different. And I think that leads perfectly into why now at the end of 2019, beginning 2020, they're still so popular. And I think it's because that like aura, that attitude that they've acquired over time, that takes years and years of other people wearing that and actually becoming a symbol, that still holds true today. People are still always looking to rebel, and people are always looking for ways to express themselves. And so these boots, more than anything, even though there's nothing that fancy about them, I just think the bulky look, they've got that pull tab and the yellow stitching and that signature sole, they have such an attitude and such a character to them. And when people wear them, like nowadays, everybody's dressing in really loud colors. These now come in every single color, and every type of leather, every kind of print you can imagine. And so there's really a boot out there for every single person. So I think in 2020, it's about people expressing themselves and finding an individuality in their own cool way. And I think these, more than any boot out there, allow you to do that. So for me, I found a pair that I think is perfect for me. I got this really cool suede that no one else has. It's like a little bit different than the typical one. I threw in these black rock leather laces to make them more menschy. And for people like me who like heritage goods, they still have a small factory, makes like 1% of their boots, I think Carl said, that makes them still in England. So those are definitely a little bit more true to their history, and so I really wanted those. And just now, last night, Nordstrom Rack carried them, and they threw them on sale for like $112. Originally they're $300. They were on sale for like $112, and I got 25% off. So I got a pair in a size 8. We'll see, because there was only one size left, and like there was only one left in stock. I had to keep adding it to my cart. It was a whole thing. So I got those for like 85 bucks. So stay tuned. I can't wait to get those and review them. Hopefully they fit, and that's really it. So those will be coming in the coming week, hopefully, and I'm really excited. I'm going to be putting them on Instagram, I'm sure, once they arrive. So if you haven't followed me on Instagram, definitely follow me there. And that's going to sum up today's video. So I'd love to hear from you guys what you think about Doc Martens. If you have any experience with them, drop a comment below, like the video, subscribe, all the goods, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Okay, that's it.